All right. Good morning, world. As you guys know, every weekend we always do our tags so that we are just up to par on bringing in a certain following that we have with the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. And so, welcome back to the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. After a 7-week hiatus, yes, we are back for a fourth week in a row. We are back like a shark attack, back like we left something, back like we ain't got no clothes on our back. And for the world is a better place when the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast is taking place. And so thank you all for tuning in with us this morning as we conversate about the latest sports topics that is taking place from this past week and will be upcoming this week. It is always a blast to have you all tune in and participate with us every weekend. As a reminder that every week we always like to begin our podcast by reminding our audience that the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast can be found on Facebook via the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast community page, on Spotify as the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, YouTube as the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Apple Podcasts as the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, as well as our own Facebook pages via Brandon Price, Jamar Goodman, Peebles Hernandez, and Deshaun Reed Sr. Today is September 10th of 2022. We have yet again seen another fascinating week in the sports world, where we saw the Buffalo Bills mightily take care of a Super Bowl favorite Los Angeles Rams team and leave our brother Jalen Ramsey out there looking like burnt toast. NBA legend Candace Parker possibly playing her last game in which the WNBA Finals has now been set, and she didn't have the best exits. So as a fan, I worry about that. A great U.S. Open taking place right before our eyes. Jackson State at Tennessee State. We love to get HBCU shout outs on here at the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. And the Southern Heritage Classic. It's an all whiteout event, as well as Major League Baseball and its playoff chase. Now heating up and down to its final month, in which our Chicago White Sox are getting a little hot, and the Atlanta Braves have taken over first place in the NL East over the New York Mets. So that's a great division that's going on right there as well. And so, introducing our guest for this morning, whom is checking in on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast for a record fourth time, our brother, our friend, Mr. Deshaun Reed Sr. I thank you, brother, for joining us yet again this morning as we kick off the 2022 NFL season. And so we would like to ask you, brother, how are you this morning?
Man, I am fantastic. I got an off, weekend this week. And, whenever I can chop it up with you fellas, I'm always in like the comments showing, support, sharing, doing the whole bit. But, trying to be on here as much as I can, man, because it's always a blast. So thank you guys for having me this morning.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yes. And introducing my brother from another mother, Mr. Jamar Goodman. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Morning, everyone. I'm pretty good. How's everyone doing?
Pretty good, man. Yes. And my other brother from another mother, Mr. Ian Jones, aka Peebles Hernandez. How are you this morning, sir?
Pretty good, man. How y'all feeling?
Good.
All right.
All right, fellas. Thank you all for joining us this morning. And so let's get right into it. So the Buffalo Bills, gentlemen, they jumped all over the defending champion, Los Angeles Rams, in pretty much dominating fashion at SoFi Stadium last night. So Jamar, let's begin with you. Ian, you go next. Y'all know how the order go. And then our guest, Deshaun Reed, can chime in as well. And so just curious, Jamar, what observations did you take from this game? And really, what are the ceilings for both of these teams just basically during the season? Because there's a long season ahead.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Price.
Yeah.
Where did you have Josh Allen on your quarterback rankings a few weeks ago?
Hey, exactly, Jamar. Exactly.
I had him number 5.
Oh,
and I had.
Okay.
Hey, look, man, he didn't take off until the second half.
I mean, this man was looking pretty surgical out there, if I must say. One of the picks was on him. The other one definitely wasn't on him, but everything else was spectacular. This man looks like the best quarterback in the league to me at this point. I know it's just one game, but I'm pretty sure a couple people on here, had Josh Allen at the top for a couple of reasons. I mean, it's like watching Cam Newton in 2015 with a higher ceiling. That's what it's looked like to me. And Cam Newton was something special in 2015 that year. Josh Allen is every bit and more. This Buffalo Bills team in general, they're dynamic. They are scary. They are as legitimate of a Super Bowl contender and a favorite in the AFC as any team that you will see this year. The fact that they got 7 sacks with their front four contains pressure. They ain't even blitz like that. The front four, spearheaded by Von Miller, that instant impact alone has basically unlocked that defense to the elite status that we know it can be on a consistent basis. They lacked pass rushing. Von Miller filled that void. Stephon Diggs, he came out there and showed people that he is as we thought he was. Jay Davis came out there, did his thing. Devin Singletary ran the ball really well. Even Zach Moss didn't look too bad out there. Isaiah McKenzie, he made up for that drop and scored that touchdown. Like, the Bills are the real deal. Now, as far as the Rams, man, they look pretty one-dimensional to me. They look like they couldn't run the ball to save their life at all. I know Darrell Henderson had a bulk of the carries, but, I mean, he didn't go anywhere. Cam Akers was only on the field for 12 snaps, didn't make the most of his opportunities. Matthew Stafford looked like, I don't know. He looked like the guy
He looked like the Matthew Stafford I thought he was. That's what he
You took the words out of my mouth.
Thank you for bringing up Matthew Stafford. Thank you, Jamar.
He did.
Thank you for bringing up Matthew Stafford.
It looked like the Cooper Kupp show out there. That was it. Just Cooper Kupp. That's Hold'em's team. Allen Robinson is still missing from 2 years ago still. Like, that man's yet to be found. We just got a hint that he's in LA, but we're not sure if he's really there. Jalen Ramsey, my guy. Look, I am a Ramsey fan, but however, like, I feel like the burnt toast symbol went from Eli Apple to Jalen Ramsey. That's what it is.
Oh man.
It's like somebody pointed out yesterday that the last 2 games that we visually saw Jalen Ramsey, this man is getting exposed or ate up or whatever you want to call it. And I know that on that blown coverage, I mean, I don't know, there was definitely miscommunication there, but either way, I mean, Stephon Diggs was eating out there against him. It didn't matter who was out there. Jalen Ramsey was just looking terrible. But all in all, as far as ceilings, the Bills can win the Super Bowl. The Rams, on the other hand, if this is what we're going to see, if this is their identity, especially on the offensive side of the ball, where they can't run the ball, they're cooked. They're not making it back to the Super Bowl. They cannot run the ball. Sean McVay offense is predicated on play action. That means you have to run the ball effectively. Yep. They can't do that. So yeah, that's that.
And go ahead, bro. Chime in.
I mean, to piggyback off Jamar, I mean, watching Josh Allen, he looks like you said, 2015 prime Cam Newton and a little bit of Roethlisberger. And I mean, with the number 1 receiver, with a legit top 2, top 3 receiver in the league right now. I mean, I don't really understand why people are so surprised by the Bills. I mean, and Josh Allen, after that show he put on in January against the Chiefs, that told me everything I need to know. When the game was on the line, he was locked in. Him and all those other receivers, they got it done. So I think maybe the Rams had a little, Super Bowl layover. I don't think they ran the ball enough. I don't think the O-line is meshing well right now. It's still early. O-line look like it needs a little help. The Bills just dominated them all game. And Jalen Ramsey, like you say, Jamar, for the last, I would say 3 games we've seen him from the playoffs up until now. He ain't been looking too good, So, I just think he needs to lock in more. It's still the first game, it's early. Allen Robinson and Matthew Stafford looking like they need they need a little chemistry. And I mean, it's still game 1. The Bills are a great team. They was a great team last year. You could arguably, if Mahomes and Travis Kelce don't make their magic, we could see the Bills playing around last year in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, it wasn't really a surprise to me. I just would say maybe the surprise was maybe that the Rams offensive line and Cam Akers not really being on the field a lot. That was kind of strange to me.
Facts.
You gotta use your best asset. So get Cam Akers more involved with whether it's him coming out the backfield, him getting carries, however you can get him the ball, he got to get the ball. O-line probably just got to mesh well. I think I heard that they didn't really play a lot in the preseason. I think that has a lot to do with it as well. So it's game one. If they keep having these problems, but game 2, game 3, game 4, game 5 down the line, then it's gonna be a long season. But other than that, I think they'll be fine.
Cool. Deshaun, what you got?
Man, you guys basically, hit every aspect, but man, nobody ain't talking about like the stiff arm, you know what I mean? Like that Josh Allen gave the safety there. Look, man, Ian, you mentioned it. He looks like Ben Roethlisberger. Jamar, you mentioned it. Cam Newton, like whatever you want to, compare this guy to, he is the real deal. I've been saying it for like the longest. I honestly think he is the best quarterback in the NFL. And here's why. Name me one quarterback who can do the things that he does, both with his legs and, passing, and not only passing and doing it efficiently. Jamar, you mentioned that one of those, interceptions wasn't on Josh Allen. Like it was not, but like the other one was, but this guy was just firing on all cylinders, mean, stiff arm. Like I do want to, spend some time talking about how well Stephon Diggs, like that game from him yesterday was definitely a sight for sore eyes, because he had his struggles last year, and where Gabe Davis had to pick up like a little bit of the slack. So shout out to him for being a phenomenal number 2. He's gonna have a spectacular year. Mark my words. Gabe Davis, even for fantasy purposes, go ahead and start that man, ladies and gentlemen. But Stephon Diggs, one of the best route runners in the NFL. It showed, man. Ramsey couldn't do nothing with him. And I get it. Ramsey is a great corner, but when you line up against a guy like this who can like cleanly shake you out of your shoes, it's very, very tough. And for Ramsey to say that Josh Allen was like a trash pick back in the day, he's basically eating those words now. So like that was one of the things I also wanted to hit on, because if you a true dog, you also got to have some bite behind your bark, so you got to be able to walk the talk. Talk the walk, or whatever they say. But let's go ahead and go to the LA Rams side of the football. Like, man, they didn't look good at all. No Cam Akers. Like, it's the second half. I'm like, man, where's Akers? Like, where's Akers? Are they going to utilize this guy? Matthew Stafford. Like, dare I say it? Like, those guys are missing OBJ, man. Like, they're missing like another playmaker outside. I'm not sure what Allen Robinson has going, what he has going on. And where is he, Jamar? I don't really see how he can help this offense right now. Look, I know it's early. I definitely don't want to press the panic button. We all know that Matthew Stafford had a surgically repaired like elbow or something like that. So he had it's like similar to like a pitcher's like injury. So it's going to take a little bit of time for him to be able to warm that arm up. And it showed a little bit. He was kind of off with like some of his throws. I'm not sure if that was due to the offensive line, like you guys had mentioned, but all in all, man, like that game was definitely one for like the ages. It definitely solidified how good the Buffalo Bills are and why they hold that Super Bowl favorite crown. I'm not pressing the button on panic button on LA Rams though. I think they'll be okay. It's just going to take those guys a little bit of time to find their identity. I think Ian like hit on it a little bit earlier as well, not being able to play as much in the preseason. Man, that does have an effect. So they haven't had that time to go ahead and mesh with those guys. But both of these guys are still contenders, in my opinion. So, but shout out to like the Buffalo Bills for playing phenomenal game up on both sides of the football.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Jamar, great way to bring in the podcast. You are totally right, Josh Allen. I had him ranked as my 5th because I said I wanted him to prove himself. Well, he proved himself, all right. And so now Josh Allen is in my top 3. So he still got some more though, because he got to get past the GOAT and he got to get past another GOAT, at least in the regular season. So he do those things, then yeah. But this dude right now, I totally see y'all what y'all saying. He's the truth, man. This dude is the truth and more. The Buffalo Bills look fantastic. Everything you guys stated, I agree with. My only concern is this, y'all, and this is coming from a Bears fan. And so, Jamar, I see you put the banner over your Destination Fantasy podcast. Deshaun and Jamar, do us a favor right now. Tell the world, what is that banner under the Bears banner behind you? What podcast is that again?
Oh man, that's the Destination Fantasy podcast, man.
Okay. And when do Destination Fantasy podcast air?
Take it away, Jamar.
It airs no later than 7:15 every Sunday now, going forward, Central Time, Facebook and YouTube.
And man, awesome. Yes. And so I wanted to point that podcast out, y'all, but I see you got that Bears banner, and it reminds me of Allen Robinson. And so this is kind of my thing here with the Rams. Ian, bro, when you stated it, I was wondering why Cam Akers wasn't on the field either. Henderson just looks fat and slow. I'm sorry. He was looking fat, slow, sloppy, like he been eating too many fried chicken dinners. Like he just didn't look fast enough. He didn't. Allen Robinson looks skinny, man. Where's his muscle, man? Y'all see how skinny he is now? Like he used to be like jacked, but that boy looks so.
It's the big shirts. It's the big shirts.
Maybe it is, bro. Man, and he looked like he been in the weight room, bro. Maybe he been in LA partying or something. Regardless of the fact, man, like he didn't look like he really was meshed in. It could be chemistry, but that was very noticeable. And even got to the point, y'all, to where I'm watching the game. And yes, I'm overseas, but I'm still watching everything. I'm looking at the game and I'm seeing the commentators talking about like how he's not fitting in, and it's just blatant and easy to see. Everybody in their moment that's watching the game can see that they miss OBJ, Deshaun. Period. They miss him really, really bad. And so we'll see how things progress with this. But do the Rams bring back OBJ? And if so, then where does that leave Allen Robinson? Stay tuned. All right, y'all. Let's move on to talking about positions here. And so last weekend, Deshaun, we spoke. We gave our viewers our list of our top 5 defensive tackles and pass rushers headed into the NFL season. And we had our guest, our brother Kevin Ho, who joined us and gave us a great conversation. And then 2 weeks ago with our guest, the Reverend William Dr. Crowder, we spoke and gave our top 5 tight ends and running backs in the NFL. And prior to that, we gave our top 8 receivers and quarterbacks in the game. And so now, bro, we are on the defensive side of the ball. We are now finishing up our front 7. And so as a result, this brings us to our top linebackers in the game headed into the 22 NFL season. And so, Jamar, putting you on the spot, bro. Let's begin with you. And you follow up, Deshaun. You follow up.
Right on.
So I'm curious. So Jamar, okay. All right. So in this case, Ian, I want you to go ahead and chime in first, bro. Your top 5 top 5 linebackers in the game. Deshaun, you follow up. We'll see where Jamar at, and I'll chime in as well. And so, Ian, who your top 5 LBs in the game right now, bro?
At 5, I got Demario Davis from the Saints. Real active, real disruptive, very instinctive. Number 4, I got Roquan Smith from the Bears. I feel like he doesn't get enough credit for the part that he plays on our defense. Roquan Smith is literally everywhere. You look on that screen, you're gonna see 58 somewhere making a play, or he's close by. Number 3, Darius Leonard from the Colts. Another very instinctive one. He basically is like the quarterback of that defense. He does it all. Number two, I got Bobby Wagner. I wanted to put Darius Leonard number 2, but Bobby Wagner been doing it for a long time. He did get dunked on the other day by Josh Allen, but I still got him as number 2. Bobby Wagner, he's the truth. And number 1 right now, to be honest, I got Fred Warner from the 49ers. Fred Warner, he's very underrated, but he's been doing it for a long time now. He's quick, fast, and instinctive, like the quarterback on that defense. And Fred Warner, he gonna come lay that wood for sure.
Interesting. And so that's interesting, Deshaun, because I'm wondering, bro, where the hell is Micah Parsons? Deshaun, let's go ahead.
I wanted to say the same thing, but I'm loving the Fred Warner thing. Maybe me and you got like a little bit of like a click here, Ian. So like let's go ahead and get into mine. So at 5, man, I got a name that you guys may not have on your list, but me being able to watch this guy because I watched a lot of like the Bears game. So I watched a lot of film up on Eric Kendricks, man, from the Minnesota Vikings. Like only thing this dude does is he's around the football a bunch. He racks up 110 tackle seasons like it's like nothing, you know. Ian mentioned, you know, being able to always have a knack for being around the football. And every time you play back the tape, who's around making a play? This dude, Eric Kendricks, man. So I had to give him some love. At number 4, I have hold on, give me 1 second. Number 4, I have Demario Davis of the New Orleans Saints. So for everything that Ian mentioned, this guy is a true model of consistency, a disruptor, have you. Like, so I definitely can't say enough good things about him. And at 3, man, this one was really, really, really tough for me. And it was Darius Leonard, and like he's interchangeable. You can just like if you were to say, Brandon, that he was like the best linebacker in the NFL, I would not argue that. Like I would not argue that at all.
Sure.
So yeah, so that's where he comes in at number 3. Number 2. This one was really tough for me. It was really, really tough, but I got Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons at number 2. This dude is young. Man, we're gonna be seeing his name for a bunch of years to come. Dare I say, defensive MVP of the year at some point down the line. This guy is the heart and soul of that team. Like he's basically like a hybrid, you guys. Like he is a linebacker, but I think he played 40% of his snaps as like a rusher as well. So he can actually do both. So that was kind of like more so tough for me. I wanted to put him in this list. But then again, like, you know, his high play up on like the edges. So and number 1, you mentioned it, Ian, Fred Warner. This dude is amazing. If you guys don't know who it is, his name isn't as sexy as the other names up on this list, right?
No.
You know what I mean? But it's anything you want in a linebacker, this guy is. He makes play after play, time and time again, until like I had to even like look up, like, man, who is this dude, man? Who is this guy? So I did my homework on him. And every time I, you know, basically focus on like a 49ers game, this dude was around the football. So that was like that 1-2 punch right there was really, really tough for me. But I also excluded a bunch of it's a bunch of linebackers in here that could have made this top 5. So this was the very, very difficult, Brandon. Very, very difficult for you.
Yeah. Jamar, you with us, bro?
I'm here.
Yes, sir. Give us your top 5 LBs in the game.
Whew. Okay. Let me pull up my list here. Wait. Okay. All right. So I definitely want to go and say that, you know, there are a lot of deserving names on this list, just like we did last week with the defensive ends and pass rushers. There are plenty of elite talent at this position. With that being said, number 5, I guess I'll give love to our linebacker, Roquan Smith. He's just been very productive, filling up the stat sheet. He wants his new deal, but he's gonna have to go out there and really prove it, because I feel like the other names on this list are better than him. But he has a chance to, you know, do something special here. Can he take that next step into consistent elite status? That's what I want to see. Number 4, I guess I'm gonna go with the guy named Shaq Leonard. I mean, that man, no, he's sensational. Our boy Walter, he calls him, the maniac. That's his nickname, Big 53. But this man, but when he's out there, man, he is a heck of a difference maker. He is the anchor to that Colts defense. He does his thing. He is a game changer. Just health is his only issue at times. Number three, I'm gonna go. Probably the most consistent name on this list is Bobby Wagner, who for a lot of years maybe have been overshadowed by the Legion of Boom, but still during that time he was still causing havoc and just each and every year All Pro. I mean, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He just adding more notches in his belt now. Number two, I'm gonna go Micah Parsons just because he came on the scene as an instant impact player. I mean, he is the catalyst to that Dallas Cowboys defense right now. As good as Trayvon Diggs was last year, that man is a runner-up for burnt toast, but we're not gonna talk about that right now.
Oh man.
But no, Micah Parsons is the real deal. I think 13 sacks last year. He has the mindset to being the best player in the NFL this year. I'm curious to see what he's going to do on that sorry Cowboys team this year. So we'll see. And then number one, I kind of in agreement with these two gentlemen as far as Fred Warner. I mean, the dude is a stud. It's just what it is. It kind of reminds me of Malik Willis in a sense from years ago, where Malik Willis was consistently just putting up stuff. The 49ers as a whole at the time wasn't as good, but he was just consistently doing stuff. Niners are actually good, but Fred Warner just, name just keeps getting over mentioned, but he's always just consistent, laying down the hammer, doing his thing. It's definitely check him out if you haven't, but yeah, that's my top five.
Yeah. Yep. This is fantastic, guys. You all got Fred Warner as the top LB in the game. I'm with y'all on most of it, but I got a different number one. So my number five, and yes, y'all can talk about me. I don't give a damn. My number five linebacker in the game is Roquan Smith because I'm a Bears fan. That is the reason why. Period. Done. Number five, because I'm a Bears fan. Roquan Smith. And plus, I've watched him. I've seen what he done, and he has a lot to prove. He has a contract year. This is a big year, and so Roquan Smith here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we are expecting a big year from you, and I'm looking forward to a big year from you because I know you got a lot to prove. Number four, I got Darius Leonard, aka Shaq Leonard, whatever else we want to call us now. As you guys remember, he stated he don't want to be called Darius Leonard anymore. He wants to be called other things, Shaq Leonard. And so out of respect, I'll call him Shaq Leonard. This is a man. He has held this Colts defense down. Darius Leonard, man, is really one of the biggest reasons. And we talked about their defensive tackle last year. But the Colts, their running back, Jonathan Taylor, their defensive tackle, Darius Leonard, they got a core in Indianapolis, y'all. And look, Jamar, Deshaun, I know y'all in Indiana. This team is, they right there on the crust. They just, if they get the right quarterback play, this team is dangerous. I keep saying it. Just got to get that consistency there at that position. They got greatness everywhere. They got Hall of Famers everywhere on that team. Number three, Bobby Wagner. Speaking of Hall of Famers, Bobby Wagner just reminds me a lot of Urlacher. He reminds me of just that linebacker that is there. He's there. He's there. He's there. He's there. And he would knock your block. Don't go across the middle when he's there. Ian, right? We remember this from playing football. Receivers, when they come across the middle, they got to be careful, right? Because them linebackers, they sitting there, they waiting, they eating. And so Bobby Wagner, he's there, he's waiting. Number two for me, I actually got Fred Warner, y'all. And the reason why is because I believe that Micah Parsons, I just watch him. I just watch him and I just see what he does. I see what he does and I see his potential. I've been hearing what he's been stating in the media. For me, my best linebacker heading into the 22 NFL season is Micah Parsons. I'm gonna go with Micah Parsons over Fred Warner. It's a very close battle, but I'm gonna go with Micah Parsons. So,
I ain't mad at that.
hey, that's what it is, fellas. And so, we have now given the world our top 5 linebackers heading into the game. But as stated, there's a lot of great ones out there. Demario Davis doing great things in New Orleans. I mean, he was the reason why they had a winning record last year. Him along with guys like Cameron Jordan, et cetera, because their offense was terrible. And Devin White as well. He's another great one. So, Devin White's another great one. So it's a lot of great linebackers out there that's doing great things. And so we'll be doing the secondary next week, World, on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. And then that would break it down. I think Ian also stated he wanted to do the top 5 kickers. Did you want to do the top 5?
Might as well do punters too while you at
it.
Top 5 kickers. Wow.
Don't forget about the referees, bro.
All right, y'all. Coming up on our Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we're gonna do our top 5 kickers and punters, and then we're gonna follow that up with our top 5 referees. All right, y'all. Let's get on the series now. Let's get into our NFL picks. So let me share the screen. World, this is kickoff weekend. This is the most wonderful time of the year. And who doesn't love football? I mean, guys, I got news for y'all. Overseas, all right? Everybody, they love soccer, but they love them some American football, okay? And so it's popping over here for sure. Folks over here are even happy. So yes, let's get into our picks, guys. Jamar, are you there? Okay. So Ian, you can start us off, bro. Deshaun, you can chime in. I'm gonna go and then we'll get Jamar. And so yes. So Ian, let's start off with the Saints and Falcons, bro. New Orleans heading to the ATL. Who you got?
I got the Saints. They're just, in my opinion, they're just a better team. Falcons could surprise us, but in my opinion, they just got the better team. That high-powered offense. Got Mike Thomas coming back, should be healthy. Mark Ingram is back. Just drafted Chris Olave. Jameis Winston, he should be back healthy. Jarvis Landry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got Tyrann Mathieu. That should be, they should get them together real good.
Yeah. Now, who's starting for the Falcons, by the way, Deshaun? Mariota, right?
Yeah, Mariota is under center.
Okay. All right. Who you got, bro?
Man, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The Falcons are going through like a transitional phase right now. They got like a placekeeper quarterback. They opted not to draft one of like the top guys or whatever. So like I'm not sure what I'm going to see from them. Just know that you're going to get a lot of Kyle Pitts. A lot of Kyle Pitts in that football game. So I'm really looking to see if Drake London, USC guy, if he's going to be available for this football game, because like they got a lot of high praise for this guy. Definitely looking towards Julio Jones's replacement in that offense, but we'll see. You guys already mentioned it. Like I think we already mentioned 2 names from the Saints side of the ball defensively, and Cam Jordan. Look, this is gonna be a top 5 defense no matter how you split it. Ian mentioned, I think he mentioned Tyrann Mathieu. Like I can go on and go on. Marshawn Lattimore. Like they got some like playmakers up on like that side of the football. And honestly, that offensive side of the football ain't too shabby either. We got Michael Thomas coming back. I want to see how he's gonna like hold up. I want to see, is he gonna be back to prime form?
Right.
But I'm gonna go to Saints for sure, man. But this is one that I'm gonna definitely keep my eye on.
Right. I want to see y'all how Mark Ingram looked too as well. I want to see how he looked. Because when he was healthy, he's a pretty darn good running back. He might not be like a superstar, but he's a pretty good running back, y'all. So I like Mark Ingram. I really do. Saints and Falcons, y'all got the Saints as well, fellas. I just look at the Saints. They got a lot of big names, and thank you for naming. I kind of didn't even think about all these names they got, but
they got a loaded squad.
They got a loaded squad. The only thing I worry about with the Saints is their quarterback. If Jameis can not turn the ball over and just be a game manager, if he don't give us the 30 for 30, then this should be a playoff team, in my opinion. I think this team should be fighting for the wild card and fighting with Tampa.
Yeah.
And possibly, this is an interesting point, Deshaun. With this roster they got, they probably could overtake Tampa.
They could.
Especially with the offensive line woes that Tampa has went through in the offseason, right? So, this makes things very interesting in the NFC South for sure. So, yes, I got the Saints. Jamar, are you there? Okay.
I'm here.
All right, great. So, Saints and Falcons, bro, who you got?
Oh, definitely. The Saints. It's not even close. It's gonna be a beatdown. Saints just too loaded. They did re-up in the off season. Curious to see what Jameis is going to actually do here. But more importantly, I'm curious to see what that defense does and how bad did they really shut down the Falcons here. Falcons only got maybe 2.5 playmakers, but Saints got playmakers all over the place. So I'm curious to see how bad of a win this is going to be for the Saints.
So why only 2.5 playmakers? Who's the half?
Mariota.
I guess Drake London. I'm just curious to see if he's gonna play. That's my only thing. Pitts is a playmaker. Cordero Patterson's a playmaker, and the half is London right now.
Oh,
Right. And another question is Cordero Patterson is getting older. Can he keep that up? And so, he's great, but he's getting older. So we'll see. But yeah, I think we all favor the Saints. Congrats, y'all, to Mitchell Trubisky. He has been named the captain, Deshaun, for your Pittsburgh Steelers. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good. Going into the season, I kind of figured that's exactly how it was going to happen. He's a little bit of a seasoned vet. You want to go with a guy with experience first. I'll say this. Everyone has asked me, even for fantasy purposes, man, do I grab Kenny Pickett? Do I grab Mitchell Trubisky? And coming from a Steelers fan, look. So I give it 5 games. If Mitch can win 3 of the first 5 games, I say that he remains the starter for the rest of the year, no matter the outcome. You know what I mean? If he goes in there and looks a little bit distressed out there, then they can easily, flip the page there. So look, I think Mitch is gonna be fine. We definitely got some upgrade and weapons there. We definitely got a low-key pretty good offense, man. If you want to look at that group of receivers, Najee Harris in the backfield is the true definition of a workhorse running back. Mitch under center, I think we should be okay. Pat Freiermuth, can't say enough good things about him. George Pickens, he is a Georgia Bull. Yeah, Georgia Bulldog. You basically, man, that dude is phenomenal. He's definitely going to be looking to punish some people, man. So, in this game, don't even ask me. I'm going to upset Steelers. Look, I know what you guys are going to say. I already know what you guys are going to say. But look, I'm not betting against my team, not on an opener. I get it. It's against the the Super Bowl runner-ups, Cincinnati Bengals, and they're loaded. When I mean loaded, though, they are loaded. And Jamar Chase is going to have a field day. With our DBs. But I'm still going my Steelers, man. Steelers by 3.
Okay. Yeah. Steelers by 3. Oh, interesting. Ian, who you got, bro?
I'm gonna go with Cincy, but I am really excited, to see. I'm really excited to see Trubisky, how he plays this season and how he comes out swinging. Because he threw, I think it was in the preseason. I forget who they were playing. Maybe it was Detroit. He threw a dime on the sideline to Deontay Johnson. Mm-hmm. I was like, wow. I was like, man, we needed that in Chicago. Yeah. So I'm excited to see Mitch, whether it was Chicago and Nagy or it was him. So I'm excited to see that. But I think I'm gonna go with Cincy.
Gotcha. Jamar, you there, bro?
I'm here, but you go first.
All right. Yeah, this is an interesting one. Steelers and Bengals. Cincinnati is a lot of people's favorite, let's say in the top 5 of NFL teams, right? A lot of people are really excited about this team. They really like this football team. Joe Mixon in the backfield, very productive. Great duo of wide receivers, right? I mean, Jamar Chase, man. I mean, this man has done only since Randy Moss, and we know where Randy Moss is of all time great receivers. You got the kid back there and what he does. But you got Mike Tomlin. You got Mitchell Trubisky, y'all, who I mean might not be the prettiest quarterback when it is on the field, but overall he does win. We know that as Bears fan, he does win when he's healthy. When he's on the field, the Bears, they won. They were at least over 500. And so a few interesting things, Najee Harris, right? A few playmakers at receivers for the Steelers, veteran defense over there. So it's a chess match. And then this is a division game. And division games generally are very, very fun. But I'm gonna go with the Bengals being at home. I'm gonna go with a close game, but I think the Bengals pull it out late. So I'm gonna go with the Bengals at home. Jamar, who you got, bro?
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Reed. I gotta take Cincinnati on this one. I mean, Cincinnati got one of the most dynamic receivers. You know, we share the same name, but that's neither here nor there. But they also got 2 other guys that's pretty good. That makes the best trio in the league, and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. Joe Mixon's back in the backfield. Joe Burrow actually has an offensive line that he can probably actually, keep upright. So I like Cincinnati.
Yeah. All right, fellas. We got a good one coming up. I'm excited. I hope y'all excited because my Bears kick off tomorrow, Deshaun. Okay. And look, I'm excited also just from a football fan perspective. Look, you got a young Justin Fields, you feel me? Going up against a young Trey Lance. I like from a football perspective, I like this. I want to see this. I'm going to watch it too. And so 49ers at Bears. Ian, who you got, bro?
This is a tough one, man. But, I've been running around, this whole summer. I've been saying the Bears are going to go 13-4, and I'm sticking to it. It might be a little biased. We don't have no receivers, but I think we are going to shock the NFL. I think we are going to have the team to shock the NFL. It's always one year. I'm going Bears. I think Justin Fields is going to play with a chip on his shoulder. How dare do you take Trey Lance over me? And even though I'm glad they did, but I think he's gonna play with a chip on his shoulder. New offensive coordinator, new pass coordinator. The key to the Bears, I think, winning is the O-line and how we use David Montgomery and how we run the ball. I think that's gonna be our key to success all year. Keep Justin Fields on the run, just protect them, and I think the defense I think is gonna be okay. I think just mainly the offense. Just as long as we run the ball, I think we'll be all right. But it might be biased, but got the Bears, man.
Yes, sir. Deshaun, bro, who you got?
Man, look, I think you hit the nail right on the head from a just a pure fan of football. Man, like I want this game. I want to see this game. I want to see those 2 young guns out there under center, see what they can do. I want to see if Trey Lance is the real deal. Look, I spent, numerous amounts of hours in barbershop talk defending you guys' guy, Justin Fields. Like, I like him. Look, it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care about the Ohio State quarterback curse. I don't care if they don't have any playmakers. This young guy is dynamic, man. And I mean, I'm up on the show today, and I'm going to continue to defend him. I like him a lot. Look, the only knock on this team is the playmakers. Look, Darnell Mooney had a fantastic year last year. Fantastic. And if you guys want to look up the numbers, I think he was the only receiver to go over 1,000 yards. And a lot of people didn't even realize that. So clearly, like myself, either toward like the end of the season, I looked at Mooney and his ADP. Everything always goes back to fantasy with me, guys. I'm sorry. And like I'm looking like, oh man, this guy is okay, so he's gonna be picked kind of high this year, and I'm heavy on him as well this year. David Montgomery is just that clear. Like if there is a good running back in the league, he's just good. He isn't great. He is good. He's good enough to get the job done. I like him as
Right.
well. But where are the other playmakers? Can I see a Serge and Cole Kmet's play, because he done some fantastic things in like the offseason and the preseason as well. So but with that being said, playmakers, big Debo Samuel, man, he's gonna be, still in chains out there, man. George Kittle, again, he may not play in this football game, but what else is new with his bruising playing style? So like they're gonna be down. So you might see a little bit more of a Ayuk there. And I don't care who you put in that San Francisco backfield, they are automatically 1,000-yard rusher with the way how they run the football. With that being said, I'm still gonna take the 49ers. You know what I mean? And I don't, I'm not knocking you guys for taking the Bears, man, because why would I sit up here and bet against my team as well? So I ain't mad at y'all, not one bit, man. But I think I want to see this game. I will be tuning in.
Yeah, fellas. Deshaun, I'm actually not disagreeing with you. I'm a Bears fan. I love my Bears. But just looking at Trey Young, man, and sorry, not Trey Lance.
Pulling up for 30 out there.
Too many trades.
My bad, y'all. Not Trey Young, but Trey Lance. Man, he looks really good. They look really explosive. The offense with him, they actually look better with him rather than Jimmy G, my boy Prescott JB's good friend from EIU. And so you put him along with a very productive offensive line at San Francisco that's very experienced, they're battle tested, with a very consistent running game. Regardless of George Kittle playing or not, Brandon Ayuk and Debo Samuel, they come as bad as it's physical. I say physical, y'all, like physical. When I say physical, because you could say physical, but the San Francisco 49ers, they are physical, which means that they come in and knock your head off, man. And so I think the 49ers will rough up my Bears a little bit. It will be a good football game. My Bears will fight. And this will be a very fun football game. I got a shootout though, y'all. I got a shootout going out at Soldier Field tomorrow. And I think the 49ers pull it out. Maybe double digits. But I'm gonna go with the Niners.
In the rain?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Niners. I'm going with the Niners, fellas. Yeah. It's going though. I want to watch it.
This game is intriguing because of, like you all stated, the Trey Lance, not Young, Trey Lance. Trey Lance and Justin Fields being the same class, being that the Niners, zagged when everybody zigged last year and ended up taking Trey Lance instead of possibly they should have probably took Justin Fields, in my opinion, but that's neither here nor there. We got in my opinion, the better quarterback. I guess more so it's like, I know Justin Fields, I see his ceiling. His ceiling is very high. I don't know what to expect out of Trey Lance. I feel like in the limited actions, he hasn't been consistently like showing what he can do. And that kind of scares me because I don't know what to expect tomorrow from him. I don't. I feel like he could be really brilliant or he could be daring.
Excuse me.
Bless you. All in all, I feel like the spread is a little disrespectful, -7. I don't know about all that. I think the Bears cover the spread. As far as this game, I don't expect the Bears to win, but Ian, I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'm going to pick the Bears just because.
All right. So yes, we had 2-2 here. But guys, I mean, I don't blame your pick. The Bears, they have kicked butt in the preseason. They have pretty much dominated. So maybe that is a telltale in that this is a good football team. And so we are about to find out rather quickly tomorrow because they will be tested against who many people view as a pretty tough team in the 49ers.
Hey, as long as they don't end up like the Lions that one year when they were undefeated in the preseason, went winless in the regular season, as long as that doesn't happen,
Man, bro. I seen that
Cool.
the other day. I was like, yo, I hope that don't happen, bro.
Yeah, I hope we'll have that Detroit effect.
Man.
So yeah, we are going though, fellas. All right, another game, man. This is another intriguing game, fellas. Baker Mayfield plays against his former team, and according to comments, y'all, recently in the media, he said he wants to kick their asses, and so, this means he's taking this game very personal. The Browns, they are dealing with a lot as well. Unfortunately, Mr. Deshaun Watson, he will not play because he's been getting a lot of massages. And so with the massage stuff, he is not playing. And so you got backup quarterback. And I know this quarterback, he's viewed as productive. He's been productive, but we're going to see how he does tomorrow, this brother. So Browns at the Panthers, and I want to know who you got, bro. Do Jacoby pull off an upset, or is this even an upset if he beat the Panthers tomorrow? Who you got?
I'm going bias again. I've been a Panthers fan since my boy Cam Newton was over there. Panthers have a lot of weapons, man. Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey when he's healthy. Chuba Hubbard coming out the backfield as a second running back. A lot of bright stars on defense. Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin. They got a lot of young stars over there. I'm going Panthers. The Browns do too, but I don't know. Jacoby Brissett's a hit and miss. I like Jacoby, but it's kind of hit and miss. But they have a fantastic running game with Nick Chubb. You can never sleep on that. They can keep the ball all game. Right. But I'm probably gonna go a little biased. I'll go Panthers.
Okay, Panthers at home. All right. Yep. Deshaun, who you got, bro?
Oh, man, I cannot believe it, y'all. I cannot believe it. I'm taking Baker Mayfield in the game. Like that has to be a first for me, man. Because look, being a Steelers fan, I've seen this guy more than I care to admit, and I'll just be the first one to tell you he ain't it. Man. I've been saying it when he was drafted that I just believe he can be a top 20 QB at best, you know. But like Ian mentioned, they got like a bunch of young stars on this team, man. I like DJ Moore a lot, man. I really like DJ Moore. Ian also mentioned Jeremy Chin, so I'm about to go ahead and give him a shout out because he has started in my dynasty league this weekend. So I'm gonna need at least 30 points from him. But yeah, it's just the Browns are in disarray right now. We mentioned like the massage thing. I'll say this: the Browns will keep it tight because of the way that they run the football. Nick Chubb should be okay. They're gonna mix in a little bit of Kareem Hunt as well. But as far as those two guys, Jacoby Brissett is just a placeholder quarterback. I use that term a bunch, and that's exactly what he is. He's neither a starting caliber quarterback. He just comes in and is able to, maybe steal you a game from time to time. He isn't going to be a quarterback that's going to, sling it all the way around the field. He's just a check down, safe type of guy, man. And you can't win a bunch of football games with those type of players. I want a quarterback who go out there and take some chances. If you throw a pick, just, shake it off, and worry about like the next play. He isn't that guy. He plays a little bit too conservative for my taste. So I'm gonna go with Carolina as well.
Yeah. This is a very intriguing football game, and you mentioned a lot of good stuff here, man. Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. Thinking about them just alone lets you know that the Browns will be very competitive in this game. Amari Cooper, he's another weapon that's in Cleveland now. And so there's some weapons definitely in Cleveland. Still got Myles Garrett that will be looking to get well acquainted with Baker Mayfield tomorrow. He likely has heard what he said, and so this is a very interesting game, but I'm gonna go with the Browns in an upset tomorrow. Baker Mayfield, I like the guy. He has a lot of attitude, a lot of spunk about him. we're going to really see, I think we're going to see Baker Mayfield make more mistakes than Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett, that's one thing I always liked about him is that he won't give a game away. He'll manage the game. And that's what's kept him having a job in the NFL. And so I think the Browns will pull this out late. So I got the Browns in an upset. Jamar, who you got, bro?
Look, Jacoby Brissett is part of the check down Teddy tree. Look, I get it. He's safe. He's not gonna give it away, but he's not gonna win you a game. He just not. And I don't know as far as Cleveland. Like, I know their defense is actually pretty solid. They have a pretty good run game, but outside of that, this is not like the 1990s, the early 2000s. Like, you can't win games like that. You only as good as your quarterback. And so by default, I feel like the Panthers is going to end up winning just because Baker's attitude going into this game is going to be like, it's like he taking this real personal. Just like he said, I'm going to fuck him up. That's exactly what the approach that probably Brissett should have, but he's not going to have. Panthers have more weapons overall, and Panthers actually had a top 3 defense last year, but you couldn't tell because they had a bottom 3 offense. So, yeah, I'm taking Carolina.
Yep. I see you guys point. Was somebody gonna say something, fellas?
No, you all good.
Okay. Yeah. And so yes, we got 2. We are even again between the Browns and the Panthers. Eagles at the Lions. Are we gonna be even here? Because Detroit, y'all, some people will view this team as being a better team than what they have been recently. We know about the bad losing that Detroit has encountered for years. Will Detroit be a better football team this year, y'all? However, they are going up against a Philadelphia team where Jalen Hurts they view as possibly progressing this year. He's gotten him some more weapons on the offensive side of the ball, including a big acquisition of A.J. Brown. And so I'm curious, Ian, do the Lions pull off an upset tomorrow? I mean, they are at home, so who you got?
Man, I might give you another biased answer. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I did watch Hard Knocks, and I love Dan Campbell and this coaching staff, bro. Deuce Staley, Aaron Glenn. I love this coaching staff, bro. So I'm gonna go with the upset. Lions in the upset. And they got a young up and coming receiver, St. Brown. I think we got his brother. I forget his first name. But he's
Amon-Ra.
Yep. He's gonna be nice, man. He's gonna be nice. I got the Lions in the upset, man. I got the Lions in the upset. I like this coaching staff. I like this direction they're going.
Yeah. This is that's an interesting one, Ian. Maybe you see something that the world don't see right now. Deshaun, what about you? You got the Lions in an upset, or you got the Eagles?
You know what? I ain't even mad at Ian's pick, bro, because of the simple fact that I expect these guys to take a step forward, like for sure, because like we mentioned like the TJ Hawkinsons, the Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Swift in like the backfield. Even Jameson Williams, whenever he comes back from his injury, I think he's out. So like, man, they got some playmakers. I think they added DJ Chark in like the offseason as well to give him another playmaker. I mean, so hey, low key, if Jared Goff can be able to sling the ball to these guys, I like to see them take a step forward. But like, let's pump the brakes here. Let's not over, let's not overdo it. Look, Jalen Hurts, I've been a fan of his since Bama, and then on to Oklahoma, and like this guy has won everywhere where he's been. The addition of AJ Brown brings this team. I'm not sure if it's going to be as Stephon Diggs to Josh Allen-esque and being able to unlock that offense, but this does a lot. It opens up the game for Dallas Goedert. It opens up the game for Devontae Smith, another Bama guy. Look, man, Miles Sanders is finally healthy, and that defense, man, low key, they got one of the most sound defenses in the league. So look, I expect them to do big things. I expect the Eagles to do big things. Dare I say it, win 12 to 13 games this season. And I'm not kidding. Seeing the schedule. So shout out to my guy Keelan.
Jamar.
Jamar, no. Yep, I said it. they will be in the NFC Conference Championship game. I feel like it'll be between the Eagles and San Francisco, in my humble opinion. We'll fast forward and talk about that a little bit later because it's a lot of football to be played. But I'm loving this Eagles team, man. I really am. I'm taking the Eagles, man.
Woo! That's a hot take right there. That's a hot take.
If we got to
It is,
replay
it
the
is,
tape,
it is.
if we got to replay the tape a little bit later, I am
Hey,
okay with that.
Hey, Brandon, jot down the time of this so we can cut this clip later.
Yep, it is 8:04, and so we got this. We will note this.
12 to 13 games. 12 out of yep. I said
12 to 13.
Mhm.
Hey, I ain't mad at it.
Man. But I mean, the Eagles are interesting, man, and so and it depends on the selling of Jalen Hurts. So in this case, Deshaun, it sounds like you're confident in Jalen Hurts and his ceiling.
I love him, man. I really do. I just want to see him to be able to go through his progression as, reading his receivers and not staring down one particular receiver at a time. If he can, elevate his game as a passer, we already know what he can do with his legs. So.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Eagles, y'all, because last year I picked against Detroit, I believe 17 times I did. And so I'm gonna keep that going.
Is that like a record, man? Like that That gotta be a record, man.
Oh my God. I didn't notice he did that the whole year.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man, but I just Detroit is Detroit, man. And so I believe I picked against them every game last year. And I think it was pretty consistent. I broke my streak. Me and Jamar, I think we broke our streak with the Chiefs because the prior season we picked the Chiefs every game. And so last year, I think it was the same with Detroit on the losing side. So I see the Eagles as being a great team as well, Sean. Jalen Hurts, man, it all depends on him. But if he progresses, this could be a scary team. Just watching this guy develop and watching him play football is beautiful as well. They got a lot of weapons, man. They got a lot of weapons in Philly. And they got a lot of vets too. So it's a good mixture in Philly, I feel. Detroit, I don't think they're gonna lay down, y'all. No. Is Detroit gonna give them a game? Hell yeah, they is. Is this coming down to the fourth quarter? Likely. Last few minutes, likely. But I think Philly will steal this game, but I do expect a lion effort as they always do. So I'm gonna go with the Philly in a tight, fun football game. Jamar, who you got, bro?
Man, just like Ian, I really loved Hard Knocks this season. I have a near dear spot in my heart for the Lions this year. I do, and I firmly believe DeAndre Swift might end up being a top 3 running back by the end of this year. I believe that as well. But I do believe in the addition of A.J. Brown to the Eagles. Just like Deshaun said, maybe not to the level of Stephon Diggs unlocking the Bills' offense, but it could come really close. I feel the Eagles win, but I don't think this is going to be like a pushover game either. I don't think it's a blowout. I think Detroit is no longer a pushover team. Like going to Detroit will be trap games now, but I got the Eagles winning this one.
Right, going to Detroit will be trap games. That's interesting. And so but it's true though. A lot of people got Detroit, man, as being 8-9, 9-8, some 10-7. So they see an improvement with this team for real. And so we are about to find out tomorrow. The Ravens at the Jets. Lamar Jackson looked like he got a lot to play for. But he's going up in New York. The Jets, they often can be a trap game. So Ian, who you got tomorrow, bro? Ravens and Jets.
Ravens in a blowout. I think Lamar and them handle business. Got J.K. Dobbins back with all those running backs coming back. There's a blowout.
Yeah. Sean, who you got, bro?
Man, I'm not even gonna spend too much time on it as well. Look, man, the Jets are in disarray right now. No Zach Wilson. You got Mr. Old Joe Flacco under center. I expect this one and that Ravens defense to feast, man. I expect them to feast. And I'm not sure what's up with the whole Lamar Jackson thing, man. I really don't not paying him, but that's that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about the Ravens being a Steelers fan, but yeah, man, they're gonna definitely man, this should be just an old fashioned mollywop right here. So Ravens in a route.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking the same thing, y'all. I got the Ravens. I think the Ravens will overwhelm the Jets. So yeah, I got the Ravens. I think it'll be entertaining for the first 3 quarters. I think the Ravens will eventually wear them down. So I got the Ravens. Jamar, who you got? Ravens. You got the Jets in an upset. So yeah, I didn't hear from Jamar, so we'll move on, fellas. We'll move on to the Patriots and the Dolphins. And then once Jamar's back, then he'll give us the Ravens and Jets pick. And so who you got between the Pats and the Dolphins? We got Mac Jones. They made the playoffs last year. They're a pretty good football team from what we see. They're a Bill Belichick coach football team. That's always a good thing. And then, you got the mighty Miami Dolphins. I won't say they mighty, but they got a great wide receiver. They got some nice weapons in Miami. This should be another fun football game. Who you got in Pats or Dolphins?
This answer is going to be biased too. I don't like how the Pats did my favorite player. This is but in all honesty, seriously, I think Tua's gonna have a big year. I think this may be a coming out party. So I'm gonna go Dolphins. Their defense always have been pretty stout. So I think Tua has a big year this year. And I'm gonna go Dolphins.
Yes, sir. I can see that. Yeah. Deshaun, who you got, bro?
Man, the new look Dolphins, man. Look, Tua under center. Like we seen Tyreek Hill in the preseason, man. He's still able to run past everybody. Chunk up the deuces on his way into like the end zone. This dude is a phenomenal receiver in this league. And look, this team is going to look like a track meet from quarterback to running back to wide receiver. All these guys can just get up and go. Jalen Waddle adds an extra dimension there. It's like kind of basically like pick your poison. So like Ian stated, like I would like to see Tua take a step forward this season, man. Like he got the weapons. This is, I don't want to say a make it or break it year, but it very well may be for this guy, man. So he got the weapons there. I just want to be able to see him get it done. And right now, the Patriots are searching for an identity. I'm not sure who is going to be in like the backfield. That's always a thing with New England. Can Mac Jones get it done? I think he can, but this won't be it. So I'm going Miami.
Yeah, this is an interesting one, fellas. But I'm gonna go in Miami as well. I think them being at home plays a big role. I like the addition. Everybody, any football fan like the addition of Tyreek Hill. The Patriots will be sound. They won't beat themselves. They'll be a Bill Belichick coach football team.
Mm-hmm.
They will bring a lot of pressure. They will make this make everybody recognize this is a division game. These two teams know each other very, very well. That doesn't even matter about the coaches. It's just this is AFC's football. So I expect a good game. But in the end, I think the Dolphins pull it out. But I do expect a valiant fight from the Patriots. Jamar, who you got, bro?
Yeah. This game's in South Beach, right? So,
yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's all I need to know. Patriots don't do well in South Beach. And
Not at all.
I think Dolphins are actually I think the Dolphins are a better team overall. So I got the Dolphins.
Yeah. And give us additionally, Jamar, your Ravens and Jets pick.
Oh, you already know, man. Yeah, that's a clean sweep. I'm pretty sure y'all went through that real quick.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Across the board. Yeah. All right. We got another one, man. Will the Jaguars be a surprising team? Like, will they surprise some people? They open up tomorrow against the Commanders in Washington. And so, Ian, who you got for this one, bro?
This will probably be a good one, low key. Both teams seem like they're the kind of a crossroads. We're gonna see if Trevor is gonna take that next step. Carson Wentz, he's probably on his last chance. So, but I mean, they both. I don't know. The Commanders have weapons. As long as Carson Wentz can get it together consistently, I think they'll be fine. I'll go to Commanders. Good coach over there. I'll go Commanders for sure.
Yeah. Deshaun, who you got, bro?
Man, this one is actually tough, man, because like they definitely did give Trevor Lawrence like some additional weapons there. We all know that Travis Etienne missed all of last season due to injury. But he is back, and James Robinson, I believe he is healthy enough to play in this football game, so we should be able to see a 1-2 punch in that backfield. But make no mistake about it, they drafted Etienne high for a reason. We should see a lot of Travis Etienne in this football game. Oh man! With that being said, I think I'm gonna go. Is this an upset? Because like they got Washington favorite to win, but I'm gonna pick the Jags in this football game. Look, I like Scary Terry. I think Carson Wentz is an upgrade at the quarterback position from what they previously had. They added Jahan Dotson. The backfield, shout out to Brian Robinson. He got shot and he's going through his progressions to be able to get back on like the football field, but it's going to be the Antonio Gibson and JD McKissick show, but I don't think that that's enough. So I'm going to go Jags in this one, fellas.
Yeah, the Jags, I can see your point, man. This will be an interesting game. Both of these teams, there's not, let's say, high expectations of neither one of these teams, which I think makes these type of games real fun. But I'm gonna go with the Commanders. No, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna go with the Jags. And the reason why is honestly, I don't know much about neither one of these teams. I'm gonna find out tomorrow. But the only reason I'm gonna go with the Jags is because I feel like honestly, this kid in Jacksonville has a high ceiling, and I want to see what he does. And so I'm looking forward to him having a big game tomorrow. I think he is a great quarterback. He was great in college. And so he had a pretty decent year last year, at least some moments he did. So I'm gonna go with the Jags. And I'm just being honest, y'all. I don't know much about neither one of these teams, but Terry McLaurin, I know about him. But then again, Jacksonville, they got a great quarterback. Carson, I don't know about his consistency. I'm gonna go with the Jags in an upset, but I'm gonna go with the Jags. I'm leaving it at that. Jamar, I think you got Washington. Do you?
I mean, if I have to ride with a person named Commander Carson, I'm not riding at all.
Okay.
I'm just not doing it.
All right.
I can't.
Right.
I won't. That man, like Ian said, last chance, like Genuine out here. Like last chance, you like Netflix. I don't know. Either way, whatever one you want to take, I'm just not rolling with it. I can't do it. I feel like Trevor Lawrence is in a more stable environment now. We don't have to speak about last year's head coach, but he has a Super Bowl winning coach in Doug Peterson. He has a better culture by default, better weapons by default. I'm very, very excited to see Travis Etienne out here. I am. I think the defense is actually going to be more sound. I mean, technically it is an upset. So I got the Jags.
All right. Gracie, come here. Yes. And so in this case, we got the Colts at the Texans, y'all. The Texans, okay, that's fine, boo. The Texans, I mean, they were one of the worst teams in football last year. They did bring their quarterback back, so we'll see what Mr. Mills does. But the Colts, people got high expectations for this team, at least playoff expectations. Let's put it at that. So, let's see. Andy, you got the Texans in the upset tomorrow.
Texans in the upset tomorrow. No. I think Jonathan Taylor, he's gonna go crazy tomorrow. They got Matt Ryan. That's a good addition, good veteran to pick up. could be a sneaky sleeper team. To have a great year, actually. Stephon Gilmore. They got a couple good pickups.
Yeah, indeed. So you got the Colts. I'm rolling with the Colts too. Deshaun, who you got?
Man, so they bring back Davis Mills. Man, did y'all see this dude's neck, bro? Like it is insane. It's Mr. Turtleneck himself, man. Like the guy looks like a llama or something, man. I'm not like this game is yuck. It is one of the games that I don't care about at all. I won't be tuning in. Every other game got some reason for me to be able to turn into it. Not this one, man. I don't care. Coach should be able to, it should just be like a old-fashioned butt kicking. I do not care about this one. Coach big.
Yeah. One thing I do want to say though, a shout out to Lovey, y'all. Lovey will be back in the NFL. He will be leading this Houston Texans team. And so I'm interested. I will try to tune in Deshaun just because, Lovey has my heart. He's done a lot of great things for the Bears franchise. And so I will tune in just to see how they look. But from a football perspective, I think they'll be a bad team. But yeah, I just want to shout out Lovey Smith real quick. Kamar, who you got, bro?
Man, Deshaun out here calling Davis Mills Mike Glennon Jr. with the neck and stuff.
Dude, it is ridiculous, bro. I thought the picture was like Photoshop or something. Like I swear to God.
No, man, he looked so bad at points last year. I was like, how the hell is he an NFL quarterback?
Dude, I think his wife was trying to get him a turtleneck endorsement deal, bro. But yeah, this is definitely a Colts nation on this one, man. If the Colts don't win by double digits, we got a problem. We got a real problem. It should be a Jonathan Taylor show. It should be, but we'll see.
Right. Yeah. This is a good one, y'all. The Las Vegas Raiders at the LA Chargers. This is a good one. Ian, who you got, bro?
This is a tough one. A lot of big names in this one on both sides. You got and Devontae Adams going to Las Vegas. Man, this is a tough one. But I'm gonna go Chargers. I think the Chargers are gonna have a big year, possibly could win a division. Need Derwin James to stay healthy, but I like that team over there. I like the Chargers. On paper, that Chargers team is. You could make an argument they got one of the best teams in football. So, they got Khalil Mack, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, Jay Herbo back there at QB, Bosa. They loaded. Sante Samuel Jr., J.C. Jackson. They got a Super Bowl team on paper. Man. So I'm gonna go Chargers. I think they're gonna have a big year. I'm gonna go Chargers.
Yeah. Deshaun, who you got, bro?
Tough game. Oh man, that division is loaded. I mean, loaded from top to bottom. Like, I don't know when was the last time I seen a division. Like, you got who's in that division? Denver, Chargers, Raiders, and Pat Mahomes and them boys.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yep.
So come on, man. Oh my God, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, and I couldn't wait till we got to this game. Look, both sides of the football, these teams got some big names, right? The one thing that I do want to point out is that I don't believe that J.C. Jackson is going to play in this football game. He is injured. So there will be a little bit more of a duty for guys like Derwin James to be able to step up in this football game, who is by far one of the best young safeties that this game has to offer, if not the best. We've seen the big payday that this guy received, and man, he's worth every single penny. This dude is fantastic. Man, they got so many weapons up on both sides of this game. I really want to see this. Man. I don't know, y'all. I don't know who to pick. Like, I really don't. Like, yikes. So if I have to pick one, let's say the Chargers, only because they're at home. And if it goes like the Raiders way, I can see it going either way. But I want all of this game. I don't care what I'm doing at the moment, whether I'm at home or I'm traveling, I will have this game on my phone or somewhere. I want every bit of this football game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Yeah, this is a good one, man. This is a good one. The Raiders last year, remember y'all, they pulled off we were talking about week 17, like in everything, they led up to a great playoff, right? Last year. Great playoff. It's kind of started with the Raiders and Chargers. And watching these two teams go at it, it was a great football game. Went down to the very final second. I think the Chargers got a bad taste in their mouth. The Raiders are loaded, man. They are so loaded, man. They are so loaded. And then you look at the Chargers, yeah. But I'm gonna go with the Chargers at home. I do want to watch this football game, Deshaun, just like you. This is going to be a great division. Everything AFC West, I feel like, should be prime time. Every single game, the whole season should be prime time. Doesn't matter if it's the Raiders, Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos. You
One game. Yep.
Flip it. Everything should be, And so I'm very interested in watching this game, as I will be everything AFC West this season. But I'm gonna go with the Chargers at home. Just because I think that home field might pay off tomorrow. But this will be a great game. This will be every bit of what we expect it to be. Jamar, who you got, bro?
Man, oh man. Randy, just like he alluded to, the last game of the regular season last year was one for the ages. And it was to the point where I thought both of these teams were going to say, F the Steelers, we're going to tie. We're going to kick the Steelers out the playoffs. That's what it felt like at one point.
Exactly.
Dude, that was one of the greatest bouts I've ever seen in a regular season game. Yeah, both these teams loaded up. This division is definitely going to be stellar to watch. And I'm going to be the lone wolf here, and I'm going to take the Raiders. I do have the Raiders. I actually have the Raiders winning in this division, but that's neither here nor there right now. But I just believe in Josh McDaniels with the weapons they acquired. The two big ones between Devontae Adams and Chandler Jones, I feel like those are huge additions that's going to unlock a lot of players. What Chandler Jones does for the Raiders pass rush is exactly what Von Miller did for the Bills, I feel like. And I feel like what Devontae Adams does for this team is what Stephon Diggs did for the Bills as well. So I got the Raiders in this game.
Yeah. Another great game, y'all. It could be. But it's a lot of question marks with this one. Packers at the Vikings. The Packers, they lost the big playmaker in Devontae Adams. They wide receiver, they rely on Randall Cobb, for God's sake. But they got Aaron Rodgers, right? They are going up to Minnesota against Kirk Cousins, who has missed the empty calories. But, statistically, a lot of people point out he's a great player. Right? So this is, division game, NFC North. Good football at its best. Ian, who you got for this one, bro?
Packers receivers suck, so I'm gonna go Vikings. I love Dalvin Cook.
Skull.
Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson on the outside. Like we stated earlier, Eric Kendricks, Harrison Smith. I'm going Vikings.
Yeah. Deshaun, who you got, bro?
Man, I don't know who's the guy in the Packers. Look, they do have Aaron Rodgers, but at some point that's going to come to where it's not going to be enough. Look, the Packers defense is good. It is very good. And I think that they're going to try to rely on that a little bit too much this season so they be able to find an identity. I know they got Romeo Doubs, like you mentioned, Brandon. They got Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard. I'm not afraid of any of those guys. Man. The new look Vikings. The way that this offense is set up, man, Dalvin Cook is looking to have a very, very big year. Very, very big year. They already got my vote and offensive player of the year this year in Justin Jefferson. And I just think the Vikings is just they got too much going on right now while the Packers are just still searching to find their identity. I do want to mention that backfield like the Packers is very, very good with Dylan and Aaron Jones, but divisional game, so it's going to be like a little bit of like a bloodbath. But I'm going to go Vikings in a close one.
Yeah. This is a very interesting one. I could see the Vikings all day, every day in this game for sure. Aaron Rodgers doesn't usually start out well at the beginning of the season as well, historically. Remember last year, he stunk off the joint against the Saints. Everybody named Mom was talking about that one. I'm gonna go with the Packers in this one. I think people will be asleep on Green Bay tomorrow. They won't have much of an expectation with this team. And I think when it comes down to it, I think Green Bay might surprise some folks tomorrow. At least they'll surprise Minnesota. So I'm gonna take the Packers, and I guess we'll say an upset, but I don't know if it's an upset if you got A-Rod on your team. So I'm going to go with the Packers.
Bruh. Like you kept the same energy with the Lions last year betting against them. Why you didn't keep the same energy going with the Vikings this year? Because you picked the Vikings like every single week last year. You just gonna
I did. I
just gonna turn your back on them now. Just gonna turn your back on them.
At least for this week.
Despicable. Look, just like a couple of y'all stated, I'm not scared of the Packers wide receivers. Matter of fact, Alan Lazard is not even gonna play tomorrow. So that's another peg in the hole there for them. Another knife in the coffin, whatever you want to call it. Aaron Jones probably gonna be the Packers leading receiver. I mean, we got a taste of what the Packers offense looked like with no receivers when they went against the Cardinals last year when they having no receivers. And they just happened to win by a last second blunder. But anyway, the fact that the Vikings have a new head coach and a new scheme and a whole bunch of talent, I got to take the Vikings. I just have to. It's not even I'm biased against the Packers, but I just feel like the Vikings this year is going to be a way better team than their record indicated last couple of years. So I got the Vikings. Skull.
Yeah. I hope the Vikings, man, don't find a way to give away the game because this is what they've done a lot. They find a way to give away games. So I hope they don't do that. They do that, then right, Jamar, they're a really good team if they win these tight games. So that's kind of been that thing historically. Giants at the Titans. Ian, who you got, bro? Do the Giants go into Tennessee and pull off an upset?
I'm gonna go Giants. I think Daniel Jones have a better year. I still don't think he's the answer, but I'm gonna go Giants. I think they play better this year on offense, and hopefully Saquon can stay healthy.
Yep. Deshaun, who you got, bro?
Man, Ian took the words right out of my mouth. Saquon's availability will unlock another level for this football team. And even on like the highest level that they are able to achieve, I still don't think that that's enough to be able to compete in the NFL, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm still going to Giants. Like the Titans, look, they're going to see a lot of Derrick Henry. Please don't run that man into the ground until he has like injury. I know that those guys don't have any other options there with the departure of AJ Brown. So like they're still searching for an identity outside of Derrick Henry. So I'm going to go to Giants.
Wow. Interesting, guys. The Giants is a bad football team, and we'll see how they look, but last year they stunk and they were really bad. The Titans, I at least know their identity. And so for me, I'm actually going with the Titans in this one. I think them being at home, I think Daniel Jones makes some mistakes. And I think at the end of the day, that's probably what comes down to this game. I really don't know who the hell is that wide receiver for the Titans right now. But
Robert Woods.
Okay, they got Robert Woods. Okay, he's a good one. So Derrick Henry. I like that backup running back as well in Tennessee. I like their defense always. So I'm gonna go with Tennessee. I think they pull this one out tomorrow. Tomorrow, who you got?
Going with Jimmy G. No, I mean Baker Mayfield. No, Ryan Tannehill. That guy.
Same thing.
Right.
I mean, look, I'll say this much. Until I see Kenny Golladay score more touchdowns than what he did last year, which was 0. Until I see the whole wide receiver corps score more touchdowns than what they did last year, which was 5. Until I just see some bigger improvements by the Giants, I cannot do it. I'm big on Saquon this year, but the Titans defense has been a top defense for the last couple of years. I think if anything, that defense will stop them in their tracks until I see otherwise. I have to pick the Titans by default.
Yes, sir, indeed. Yep, I hear you, man. The Chiefs at the Cardinals. This could be a good one. Cardinals got a very tough schedule this year. The Chiefs, they lost big playmaker Tyreek Hill. And they lost on defense of that Tyrann Mathieu. So we'll get a chance to see how both of these teams look. So who you got in Chiefs or Cardinals?
Oh man, it's a tough one. No, DeAndre Hopkins not playing. He's suspended, I believe. Man. I'm gonna go with my bias again. One of my favorite quarterbacks in the league. I'm going to go Cardinals. I'm gonna go with Kyler Murray over Pat Mahomes.
Interesting. Yeah, Deshaun, who you got, bro?
Man, love Kyler Murray. Love this dude to death. Jamar knows how I feel about Kyler Murray. But man, I've seen him be able to play football games without DeAndre Hopkins, and they don't look the same. And for that reason, I'm gonna go the Chiefs, man. I just think that the Chiefs got just too much going on. I think this is gonna be closer than what people think, but I got the Chiefs winning this one.
Yeah, for me, I'm not really batting against Patrick Mahomes. I do love Kyler Murray, and I love what he's done for the Cardinals. They are at home. That's a big plus. But I think Patrick Mahomes, y'all, he's one of those few quarterbacks that it doesn't matter who his receivers really are. They just got to work with him and they'll get the ball. And so I also like Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think he's next level as well, and he'll have a great year. So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs in this one. Jamar, who you got?
Look, Deshaun took some of the words out of my mouth earlier in regards to the offense without DeAndre Hopkins. Just trash. I don't even know if Zach Ertz playing, so that'd be another big blow. Kyler Murray looks like a deer in headlights without either one of those guys. I feel like they paid that man too soon. Now he's like, look, everything's just all bad for the Cardinals right now. I got to take the Chiefs by default.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another good one, guys. The Bucks. That's the Cowboys. Both of these teams got high expectations. This should be another good game. And so, Ian, who you got, Bucks or Cowboys?
Bucks in a blowout.
In a blowout.
Sheesh.
Blowout.
Okay.
Some cowgirls out of here. Bucks in a blowout.
Okay. Deshaun, who you got, bro?
You on mute.
Valley.
Oh, Deshaun, who you got, bro? Sorry.
Okay, yeah, my bad. Like, don't make me take Tom Brady here, y'all. But I gotta do it. Like I have to do it. Look, the Cowboys, I think they're gonna be okay in that division. Like the division isn't very strong over there, so they can be able to at least win majority of their divisional games. But look, I expect CeeDee Lamb to take a nice step forward, especially when Michael Gallup comes back. They got a pretty good 1-2 punch in Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield, and we already know what Michael Parsons can do, man. And it's still not enough. It's still not enough. I'm gonna take the Buccaneers here.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's gonna be interesting. Losing Amari Cooper will be tough for the Cowboys. You know, but when I look at this game, I see two quarterbacks who I feel like the top 10 quarterbacks in the game. They are in the big league. This right here, y'all, got the potential to be a great game as well, man. I mean, think about it. I mean, prime time Cowboys, Dak Prescott, Buccaneers. I mean, this is it right here. I want to see this game too. I got the Cowboys in an upset tomorrow. I think they will come out and surprise some folks because they still got a lot of weapons, man. Yes, they lost Amari Cooper, but you still got CeeDee Lamb, you still got Zeke, you still got a great tight end. This guy Schultz had a great outing last year, and I don't think that's a fluke. Micah Parsons. I think he's going to be all over 45-year-old Tom Brady. And so for that reason, I'm going to pick the Cowboys at home tomorrow. Jamar, who you got?
As I speak to you with my nursery rhyme music in the background, the game is won by the line of scrimmage. Am I right, gentlemen?
Yeah, it is.
You all right?
Buccaneers have 4 different offensive linemen that either retired, left in free agency, or hurt. I do not know what to expect with that. And with a 45-year-old quarterback on one side, you got Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, and all them other guys on the other side. Deshaun, I'm gonna do it for you. I'm gonna take the Cowboys. I'm gonna take them sorry Cowboys. I hope Ron is watching. It's a backhanded compliment. I'm sorry, but taking them boys. And this is gonna be one of the few times you hear me say them boys, but this is one of those times.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's gonna be extra, man. It's we're gonna see how the Bucs look tomorrow with a 45-year-old quarterback. He's been great though. They protect him, right? I mean, the NFL do whatever they have to do, y'all, to protect Tom Brady. So we'll see if the referees help him out. We'll see how things go tomorrow. Because Tom Brady got that plug with the refs. So we'll see. But I'm with y'all. We got 3-1 Cowboys over the Bucs. And then lastly, fellas, Russell Wilson. He goes back to Seattle tomorrow. In a Broncos uniform though. And so I'm curious, Ian, who you got in this one, man? Do Russell Wilson come out victorious, or will Geno Smith show us who he was and who he is in college, or will we get the NFL Geno Smith? So let us know who you got.
Geno Smith hasn't showed us who he is since they lost that first game when West Virginia was undefeated. I believe his senior year. So yeah, I got the Broncos in a blowout. I don't even think it's gonna be close.
Yeah. Deshaun, who you got, bro?
Man, in the words of Sierra's husband, Cowboys country. Let's ride. So look, I'm going with the Cowboys. Look, they got they got weapons on top of weapons on top of weapons. Look for Russell Wilson to just feel back at home here, man. And it's just Jesus Christ. I feel sorry for the Seahawks in this one. I'm gonna say a prayer for them. Hopefully they'll be able to come back, A-okay. But yeah, this one should be big. It should be a good JV match for the Broncos. So
Okay, right. So you got the Bronx. Gotcha. I'm gonna roll with the Broncos as well. Seattle, man, they look rough. They look like they're a bad football team. I see, unless this is a big surprise tomorrow. If Seattle win this game, it's gonna be a lot of headlines Monday because people are gonna be surprised. So for that reason, I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
Who's the quarterback for the Seahawks?
Geno Smith from
Geno
West
Smith.
Virginia.
Enough said.
Wow, he cut the tape. Drop the mic.
All right. So in that case, it sounds like Jamar, you're going with the Broncos.
Yeah, you know this.
All right. And so, world, that concludes our week 1 NFL picks. And so we thank you all for tuning in with us. Jamar and Deshaun will be heading out. And so, yes, those are our week 1 NFL picks. Thank you all for tuning in. And we'll see how the results turn out tomorrow. So, let's see. Deshaun and Jamar, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to the podcast. We appreciate it. And see you Jamar next weekend, and Deshaun, we'll see you next weekend in the chat.
All right. Peace out, gentlemen.
Hey man, thank you guys for having me, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Ian. So yes, bro, we got a little bit more to cover. Well, let's talk about college football. And so we got some picks we got to make. Who you got? And so we got a number of good games tomorrow. Starting off with a big one, man. We got the Crimson Tide, bro. They are going down to Austin, Texas. And so I'm curious to know who you got in this one, Alabama or Texas?
Yeah, they actually play in a couple hours. They play early today. I got Alabama, but it might be a good game. But the way Bryce Young just runs that offense, it's like a point guard. He just makes it look so effortlessly and almost like Jason Kidd at point guard or Magic Johnson at point guard. It just looks easy. So I think they'll pull it out. If it's an early game at 11, I believe they play at 11. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be very hot in Texas. I believe Texas is gonna put up a fight. They've been getting a lot of good recruits lately. New coaching staff over there. So I think they'll be okay. But I just think Bama's just ultimately just a better team. They'll be well prepared and better coached.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I'm not picking against the number one Crimson Tide. I'm not picking them. And they're going up against Texas. Texas, I think, is a year away, bro, from elite football once they get one of the Manning guys, the Manning kid. I think his name Archie. So
Yep.
I think they're a year away. So I'm gonna go with Alabama here. 20 Kentucky at 12 Florida. I don't know if you had a chance, bro, to see this kid from Florida, dog.
Yeah. Anthony Richardson, yeah. He
Boy, ball. The
he
boy
put on
can ball.
he put on a show last weekend.
Show. And so I'm curious to watch that one. I just want to see how he looks. And so for me, I'm gonna go with Florida. What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Florida too. Hopefully he can stay consistent. I've seen him play before. He's pretty athletic. He can throw the ball, he can run. Just pretty athletic dude. So hopefully he can stay consistent, and I think Florida will be okay. He definitely put on a show last week, especially with the spin fake on fourth and goal. That was amazing.
Yeah, man. Him losing his legs was so beautiful to see in so many ways. And so I'm interested to see how he comes back. But I think that wasn't a fluke, bro. I think this guy got a chance to kind of shock the college football world, sort of like Johnny Manziel or Johnny Manziel, how he did. He just came out of nowhere, right? Like everybody like, damn, who is this kid? I think this guy from Florida, he got those same wheels. And so I'm going to be very anxious to just watch and see how he do. All right, well, other notable games, 9 Baylor at 21 BYU, 24 Tennessee at 17 Pitt, 10 USC at Stanford, South Carolina at 16 Arkansas, and Jackson State at Tennessee State University. So that's the Southern Heritage Classic. Additionally, game 1 of the WNBA Finals begin tomorrow night. After the Chicago Sox suffered a heartbreaking Game 5 loss to the Connecticut Sun at the Wintrust Arena.
Yeah.
And so Candace Parker, she stormed off to the court after the loss with apparent frustration and tears. You could also see fellow players sad, while Connecticut was happy with emotion because they lost to the Sky Bros 7 times in a row, and they came back 4 and 5 and figured the Sky out, beat them up. They were beefy, bro. They kind of bullied us, pushed us around, and in the ultimate end, a lot of basketball fans view it as a choke. They pulled it out. So I'm just curious, Anna. Did you have a chance to see Game 5 in any of the series?
Yeah, I seen Game 5 in the series. We were up, and we just let it kind of slip out our hands. They played phenomenal. I think their whole starting 5 was in double figures. Quigley, she had a pretty bad shooting night that last game. We just didn't get it done, man. I thought we would repeat, and get back to the finals at least, but we just didn't get it done.
Right. Yeah. And so for me, man, here, Abigail, Gracie, world, you guys see me having a little daddy moment. All right, it's about to get quiet. I gotta do what I gotta do, man. They'll be fine now. And so from the looks of things, when I watched this series, bro, it was the telltale of two opposites. The Sky won the championship last year, and the way when they won it, bro, it was like, all right, we won based off of being like a Golden State type squad. Yeah. Pass the ball, or a San Antonio type squad back with Popovich when they had Patty Mills and Ginobili and Duncan, all those guys just real pretty ball, real pretty basketball. But this is not necessarily the men's game, right? This is the women's game. And so the women's game, bro, is dominated really off of inside out, not outside in.
Inside out, yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so Connecticut, they in the very end weighed down the Scott and exposed their weakness, bro, which was really they didn't have a big that can bang with all the bigs for Connecticut. And even though they got, you know, really two centers, their best player, which is the MVP last year in the WNBA, Jonquel Jones, is about 6'7". So all these girls big, they banging, easy buckets, getting fouls, free throw line, etc. And the Sky, small, finesse, they got worn down. It eventually came down to the point to where they couldn't get off certain shots because, you know, they were just bigger, beefier. And so that all kind of played a role, bro. So it was all very interesting to watch. Go ahead.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the Sky only had 5 points in that fourth quarter, I believe.
They got anemic cold, bro. Anemic. Yeah, they couldn't even get off a shot, really. They couldn't get off a shot. So I tell you this, bro. I just hope that this is not Candace Parker's last way of
last year. Yeah.
You feel me? Like, I hope she can come back, you know, and say, let's do this one more time. Let's make an adjustment. Let's try to get a beefy big that can score down low, that can get some additional fouls, take some, and you know, kind of hold that down. Because Emma Messerman, no disrespect to her, but she was soft. You know, I won't say she was soft. She just wasn't tough enough for Connecticut. And so they exposed that to the core, you know. And as you know, sports and basketball especially, it's about adjustments. And so Coach Wade made the best adjustments he could, and I give him credit. He's a damn good coach, but he just didn't have the personnel in this one. He just didn't have it. And so it eventually just came down to that. And so just quickly, bro, for the WNBA finals, who you got? I got the Aces. I think the Aces were the best team all year. They got a squad, dog. They got a squad.
Yeah, I got the Aces and my girl A'ja Wilson, man. She's a dog, man. She do it all. Best player in the league on both sides of the floor, man. She proved it every year. So I got the Aces. It just seemed like it just a year.
Yeah. If the Sky would have went to the finals, bro, I still would have picked Aces.
Yeah.
You know, I would have picked Aces probably 3-1.
Hard, to go against them.
Right. Yeah. And so I'm gonna go with the Aces. We'll see if everybody's surprised. We'll see what Connecticut do, and if their adjustments can work against the Aces. We'll see. It should be at least a 4 to 5 game series. But I'm gonna go with the Aces in it, and we'll see. By the way, y'all, congrats to A'ja Wilson on winning her second MVP award in the last 2 seasons, and capping it off with her first trip to the WNBA finals. So we'll see if she can finally get it done. And so additionally, in good news, bro, the White Sox, as has been lately for quite some time, they've been in the mix, but now they are kind of gaining some traction for first place in the Central, and they are now 1.5 games out of the lead for first place, which technically means that the 22 edition, this edition of the White Sox, can still make the playoffs. And so I'm curious to know, bro, if this news excites you. If this news excites you, and if the momentum of the White Sox gives you some excitement.
Yeah, for sure. Even watching, I think that was last week or so. The pitcher almost get the no-hitter, come down to literally the last batter, man. It was crazy. The last batter.
Dylan Cease.
Yeah, man. It killed me he didn't get it, man. But like we say, with baseball, it's all about, you know, who gets hot at the right time, and hopefully they keep this up, keep this momentum. We can, you know what I'm saying, make some noise, man. Hopefully they keep this momentum. They've been looking pretty good lately.
Right. For sure, man. For sure. And so it excites me too, man, as a baseball fan. I think, honestly, and Jamar left, but the best thing right now that happened to the White Sox, bro, is that Tony La Russa is no longer, you know, he's away.
We've been saying it all year.
Right. And so now that he's kind of left, it's like, it's better. It's better,
Yeah.
smoother, it's cleaner. Him kind of overthinking the tough moments. Like it's now that's no longer happening. And so I think the White Sox, they're dealing with a manager where people haven't figured him out yet. And that gives them a lot of momentum, bro, because that's just like basically like how you see first year managers go win a World Series
Yeah.
out of nowhere, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause they got that freshness right now. And so hopefully the White Sox can ride that out. They got a weak schedule heading into the rest of the season. And so hopefully they can kind of try to take care of some of these teams. We'll see. In the past, they have given up a lot of easy games that they should have won. They clearly should be free in first place right now, but they're not. But we'll see how things progress for the West. Yeah, for sure, man. And last thing, bro, Dylan Cease. Let's talk about this guy, bro. We want to on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast because we know we've been covering the Sox all year, bro. It's time that the world learn about Dylan Cease. It's time that we give him the flowers on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. This dude is the truth, bro. And just as an FYI, I want to thank the Chicago Cubs who drafted this guy, by the way, and they drafted him for giving us this gift. Because where would we be without the Cubs? Where would we be without you guys? You guys are so great. And so right now, that same picture, he is in a tight race to win the AL Cy Young Award. And he's up against Shane McClanahan of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays and then Justin Verlander, whom right now leads the MLB in wins. And he has his team, the Houston Astros, with the best record in the American League. But Dylan Cease, bro, getting back to this guy, he has the most valuable pitch in baseball with the -31. He has a 2.06 ERA. His last 2 starts, he has allowed 2 runs in his last 3 games. He almost gave up a no-hitter recently. He has given up a total of 6 hits in his last 3 games. And practically every time he's on the mound, we win. I think we both know. Yeah, right. I think we both know, bro, that literally at this point, we would not be in the AL Central race if it wasn't for this guy. And then last, he got a streak, bro, to where in August, he had doing, I think it was like 15, 17, I don't know, a streak of consecutive starts of allowing 0 to 1 runs. It ended in late August. It was the longest streak in history. And this is above all the great pitchers in the world. That hasn't been done since 1913. And so this is letting us know that Dylan Cease is an all-time pitcher. And so we want to give this guy his flowers, bro. And if I was voting, if the White Sox were to get into the playoffs,
he would have to win for sure.
I would give it to him. But we'll see. If the White Sox don't, then you give it to Verlander. But the way this guy's pitching, man, he is shutting it down. And we want to give him his flowers here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast because with him right now, we have an opportunity to still make the playoffs again. And lastly, bro, we want to say congrats to Francis Tiafoe on his incredible run in the U.S. Open. He was the first African-American man to make the semifinals of the U.S. Open since Arthur Ashe did so back in 1972. Yesterday, he lost in a thrilling. Yeah, bro. I don't know if you had a chance, dog. He lost in a thrilling match. In 5 sets yesterday. He got heart, bro, because he was down in the 3rd set after he lost 2 straight sets and came back.
He fought back.
7-6. I'm like, man, like this dude, he got it. And
he fought back for sure.
Right. So I'm interested in seeing how he do going forward.
How he progressed.
So we want to additionally, give our flowers to Francis Tiafoe. He's a brother. He's setting a lot of great things in the tennis world. So we definitely looking out for that as well. So, Ian, bro, as we end this morning, I'm just curious, any final thoughts or shout outs as we head into the weekend?
Not any really in particular. Everybody stay safe. Enjoy the weekend. It's supposed to be nice today. I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So probably just enjoy the weekend and be safe out there.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. Yeah. World, be safe, Chicago. Be safe, West Indies. Everybody, keep God first. Enjoy sports. NFL kicking off tomorrow. Game 1 WNBA finals kicking off. Heated baseball playoff race. College football, you got a lot of that going on.
Yep.
Guys, put the guns down and turn off some sports. It might help you. It
Yeah,
helped
for
me in
sure.
the end. It helped us out
For
a
sure,
lot,
for
bro.
sure, for sure.
Out a lot. So put the guns down, watching TV or something, get some sports going, play some sports, watch it. It's good for you. It's good for you in a lot of ways. And so we thank you all for tuning in this morning with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. And thank you, bro, for chopping it up as always.
Always.
And just curious, bro, what other ventures you got going in the podcast world, just in general?
I'm over at Third Post Media with TPM Sports. We're working on getting that back together real soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I got going on and here along with you guys.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Yes, sir, bro. Well, we thank you all for tuning in with us this morning. A lot of good likes on Facebook, a lot of activity, a lot of folks chiming in. So we appreciate the support of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. Nice shirt, and we appreciate that, bro. Good looking shirt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gotta represent.
Yes, sir. All right, everyone. Have a great weekend. Peace.
Peace.